Airplanes have changed a lot since the days of the Wright Brothers, or perhaps more accurately Brazilian inventor Alberto Santos-Dumont. From the first wood and cloth contraptions are an entirely different craft to the sleek Boeing Dreamliners of today. We got some interesting things going on here. With the continual advancements in aerospace technology, it's hard to keep up with all these amazing things that planes have today. Here are 10 unique and interesting airplane facts that will surely surprise you. Watch until the end. Number 10. Airplanes can get struck by lightning. Airplanes are designed to handle lightning strikes because they are made of conductive materials that allow the electricity from the lightning bolt to travel through the outer skin of the aircraft and safely dissipate into the air. Despite the frequency of lightning strikes, they rarely cause any damage to the plane because of their design. However, planes are still equipped with lightning detection systems that help pilots avoid flying through areas with high electrical activity to reduce the risk of strikes. In general, while lightning strikes can be a concern for passengers, they are not typically a significant threat to the safety of a well-engineered aircraft. It's estimated that lightning strikes each aircraft once a year, or every 3,000 hours of flight time. Yet lightning hasn't brought down a plane since 1967 due to careful engineering that lets the electric charge of a lightning bolt run through the plane and out of it, typically without causing damage to the plane. Number 9. There is no safest seat on the plane. While there is no safe seat on an airplane in the event of a crash, studies have found that passengers in the middle seats towards the back of the aircraft have historically had a slightly higher chance of survival. However, it's important to note that there may be variables at play, and it's impossible to know exactly what will happen in the event of a crash. The research revealed that during plane crashes, the seats in the back third of the aircraft had a 32% fatality rate, compared with a 39% in the middle third, and 38% in the front third. However, it is important to remember that plane crashes are rare and air travel remains one of the safest forms of transportation. Number 8. Some airplanes have secret bedrooms for flight crew. These bedrooms are known as crew rest compartments, and they're usually located above or below the passenger cabin, away from the noise and commotion of the passenger. They're required by aviation regulations to provide a safe and comfortable sleeping area for the flight crew, who need to be well rested to ensure the safety of the flight. On long-haul flights, cabin crew can work up to 18-hour days. To help combat fatigue, some planes like the Boeing 777 and the 787 Dreamliners are outfitted with tiny bedrooms where the flight crew can get a little shut-eye. The compartments are usually only accessible to pilots and flight attendants. They are equipped with emergency oxygen masks, fire extinguishers, and other safety features. However, not all planes have crew rest compartment, and the size and features of the compartments can vary depending on the airline and the type of plane. Number 7. The tires are designed not to pop on landing. The tires on an airplane are designed to withstand incredible weight loads, up to 38 tons, and can hit the ground at 170 miles per hour, more than 500 times before needing to get a retread. Additionally, airplane tires are inflated to 200 psi, which is about 6 times the pressure used in a car tire. If an airplane does need new tires, grounding crews simply jack up the plane like you would a car. If the tires fail during takeoff, pilots will abort the flight and land immediately for safety inspection. If you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing to not miss any videos from us. Number 6. There's a reason why cabin crews dim the lights when a plane is landing. When a plane lands at night, cabin crews will dim the interior lights. Why? In the unlikely event that the plane landing goes badly and passengers need to evacuate, their eyes will already be adjusted to the darkness. Frequently, pilots describe the sensation of being in a brightly lit, unfamiliar room filled with obstacles, and then suddenly having the lights turned off and being asked to quickly exit the room. Undoubtedly, this scenario would be challenging to navigate as far as one would be in natural circumstances. Similarly, the flight attendants have passengers raise their window shades during landing so they can see outside in an emergency and assess if one side of the plane is better for an evacuation. Number 5. You don't need both engines to fly. The idea of an engine giving out mid-flight sounds frightening, but every commercial airplane can safely fly with just one engine. Operating with half the engine power can make a plane less fuel efficient and may reduce its range, but planes are designed and tested for such situations. Any plane scheduled on a long-distance route, especially those that fly over oceans or through uninhabited areas like the Arctic, must be certified by the FAA for extended range twin-engine operations, or ETOPS, which is basically how long it can fly with one engine. The Boeing Dreamliner is certified for ETOPS 330, which means it can fly for 330 minutes. That's 5.5 hours with just one engine. In fact, most airplanes can fly for a surprisingly long distance with no engine at all, thanks to something called glide ratio. Due to careful aeronautical engineering, a Boeing 747 can glide 17,000 feet, just over 3 miles, for every 1,000 feet of altitude lost. This ratio gives the pilot more than enough time to get everyone safely to the ground. Number 4. There are ashtrays in the bathrooms for a reason. The FAA banned smoking on planes in 2000, but eagle-eyed passengers know that airplane lavatories still have ashtrays in them. The reason is that airlines and the people who designed the planes figure that despite the non-smoking policy and the myriad of no smoking signs prominently posted, at some point a smoker will decide to light up a cigarette on the plane. The hope is that if someone violates the smoking policy, they will do so in the relatively confined space of the bathroom and dispose of the cigarette butt in a safe place. The ashtray, not a trash can where it would theoretically cause a fire. If you do smoke in the bathroom, expect a massive fine. Number 3. That tiny hole in the airplane window has an important function. The tiny hole in the airplane window serves an important function on regulating cabin pressure. The airplane window consists of 3 acrylic panels, with the exterior plane designed to protect against external elements, while also maintaining the cabin pressure. The middle pane acts as a fail-safe option in case the exterior pane is compromised. The tiny hole in the interior window is known as a bleed hole and helps to regulate the air pressure, ensuring that the middle plane remains intact until it's needed as a backup. Without this tiny hole, the pressure difference between the cabin and the exterior could cause the middle pane to shatter or break, leading to dangerous situations. Number 2. Airplane environments make food taste worse. Airplane food has a bad rep, but the food itself isn't entirely to blame. The real fault lies with the plane. A 2015 Cornell University study found that the environment inside an airplane actually alters the way food and drink tastes. Sweet items taste less sweet, while salty flavors are heightened. Low air pressure can further dull taste and smell, making everything on a plane seem bland. According to a study from the Fraunhofer Institute for Building Physics in Germany, it's about 30% more difficult to detect sweet and salty tastes when you're up in the air. Next time you fly, skip the meal and maybe try a glass of tomato juice instead, a drink that tends to taste better in the air than on the ground. Number 1. Oxygen masks last for only 15 minutes. The safety instructions on most flights include how to use the oxygen masks that are deployed when the plane experiences a sudden loss in cabin pressure. However, one thing the flight attendants don't tell you is that oxygen masks only have 15 minutes worth of oxygen. That sounds like a frightening short amount of time, but in reality that should be more than sufficient. Remember, oxygen masks drop when the airplane cabin loses pressure, which means the plane is also losing altitude. A pilot will respond to that situation by donning an oxygen mask and moving the plane to an altitude below 10,000 feet, where passengers can simply breathe normally. No extra oxygen required. That rapid descent usually takes fewer than 15 minutes, meaning those oxygen masks have more than enough air to protect passengers. Bonus fact for all of you: airplane trails are made up of water. Those white lines that planes leave in the sky are simply trails of condensation, hence their technical name of contrails. Plane engines release water vapor as part of the combustion process. While that hot water vapor is pumped out of the exhaust and hits the cooler air of the upper atmosphere, it creates those puffy white lines in the sky. It's basically the same reaction as when you see your breath when it's cold outside. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'm sure you're going to love to watch our video about why these insane mega projects were never turned into reality. Make sure to click the subscribe button to never miss our future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.